$6 million in your bank account within the next 12 months. How does that sound to you? You see, you can be as rich as you want to be, and it is a lot easier than you think. In fact, there is only one thing you must do to become richer than you ever imagined. This short video is the reason why you are about to have more money than you could have ever imagined. Have you ever wondered why, no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to tap into the kind of wealth and prosperity that others seem to effortlessly swim in? Well, it's not because it's difficult to do. Getting rich is simple when you know exactly what to do. Because you have a link with the royal families around the world, and you are able to share their exact same wealth. This may sound crazy, but I will explain exactly what I mean in the next few minutes. It doesn't matter if you want $1,000, $1 million, or even $10 million. It is your birthright to be rich and wealthy beyond your imagination. And what if I told you that there's just one uncanny thing stopping you from attracting that obscene amount of wealth? It has been hidden from you for centuries. A single factor, something so bizarre that most would dismiss it as a mere fantasy. This one thing is what you need to do to fulfill your wealth destiny. Do you know what it is? Well, I can't tell you what it is not. It's not about working harder. It is not about winning the lottery. It is not about discovering a wealthy relative passed away and left you something in their will. And neither is it about the laws of attraction or manifestation. No matter how many times you guessed, you would not even come close to it, as it is something that has been locked away from you for centuries, and it remains buried deep in your own mind. Deep inside your subconscious remains the secret to you amassing untold riches. But the crazy thing is, if you spend only 8 minutes a day doing this one thing, then you would attract more wealth than you would ever need. What I am about to reveal has been described as one of mankind's greatest ever discoveries. It really is that powerful. Einstein knew exactly what it was, as did Leonardo da Vinci, Julius Caesar, Tutankhamun, Genghis Khan, Queen Elizabeth I, Sir Isaac Newton, Abraham Lincoln, Cleopatra, Qin Shi Huangdi, and many of the world's most powerful people that ever lived, past and present. Now, before we continue, it is important that you watch every second of this video, as the powers that be are actively trying to get it taken down due to the sensitive nature of the information that is being revealed to you today. Which means that this may be the first and only time that you get to see it, so please give it your full attention. Wealth, power, success, and everything that you desire is within your easy reach. And today, by the end of this short video, you are going to discover exactly how to tap into your subconscious mind to get rich. Thanks to advanced breakthroughs in neuroarchaeology, which is a coin termed by the respected professor Dr. Renfrew at the elite University of Cambridge. Scientists have discovered the missing link between poverty and wealth. They have discovered how absolutely anyone can attract wealth and become rich, just like the world's wealthiest people are doing while they sleep. In the 21st century, significant gains in understanding the brain through the cognitive sciences opened up new areas of collaboration between archaeology and neuroscience, and led to this amazing breakthrough in getting rich. A secret NSA neuroarchaeology program uncovered how the rich became rich, and how anyone can do the same. But the details of this have never been released until now. This is why it is crucial that you keep watching this short video, so that you can discover a buried secret that allows you to also become wealthy. It's a secret known only by the world's richest royals, an ancestral practice they've passed down through generations. Now I am going to tell you something that might sound absurd, insane, and downright crazy to you, but I assure you that it is a fact. You have royal blood running through your veins right now. In fact, we all do. And it's that bloodline that is about to enable you to attract wealth beyond your wildest imagination, starting today. I'm not just talking about kings and queens either, because you are related to emperors, empresses, sheiks, sultans, chiefs, czars, and all the world's powerful people as well. If you trace back your lineage, and everyone else's far enough, you'll reach a point where there's a shared ancestor. But did you know that you share the exact same gene and neurological DNA that allowed them to become so wealthy? You see, long ago, before the rapid evolution of humanity and the dilution of our royal roots, each one of us possessed the innate ability to attract immense wealth, power, and abundance through sound waves. But as time passed and society evolved, most of us lost touch with this inherent trait. But not the royals. They have diligently preserved this treasure. Over the centuries, we've lost our identity, we've evolved, and lost that important connection between our brains and important sound waves. For the first time ever, neuroarchaeology, with its advanced technological breakthroughs, has developed a way for you to hack your way to the same levels of wealth as your distant wealthy bloodlines by reactivating the ability to attract such wealth and riches via the frequency your brain operates on. Sounds crazy, right? Well, you are about to see exactly what I mean, as this long-kept secret has recently been exposed. But first, let me introduce myself, tell you how I became rich, and explain the reason why you can become wealthy today. My name's Andrew Bradshaw, or just feel to call me Andy. I'm a regular guy, a father of a 14-year-old son, and a husband to a very strong and beautiful woman. My family means the world to me, and I always get that sinking gut feeling when I realized I almost lost them. And no, not because of any infidelities or anything like that, but it was all down to my financial problems. My very serious financial problems. You see, I was a college professor for 19 years, until that one day I will never forget, when I was called into a meeting with my bosses. Honestly, I thought I was about to get a new promotion that I applied for, but they ruthlessly told me that due to budget cuts, they were going to have to let me go. It hit me like a train. To say I were devastated is an understatement. All I could think about was my unpaid mortgage, my unpaid car loan, the family's vacation I had not even booked, and my credit card bill, as I was always using my credit card to float me until the next payday. All the money was constantly going to cover my bills and debts, and now without a job to do that, I was totally screwed. I had no idea what I would do, and totally dreaded telling my wife. When I eventually plucked up the courage to tell her, she could not stop crying as the realization of the serious situation we were in dawned on her immediately. For 7 months, I looked for a new job, but people were just not hiring, and I even struggled to get work as a private tutor. I felt like half a man. All my thoughts and values were about being a provider to my family, and now I was unable to do that. I couldn't even afford for my son to go to soccer practice or his other after-school activities anymore. And that's when I really felt like I had hit rock bottom. I wasn't able to look my family in the eyes anymore, especially after my wife told me that if I don't get it together and fix our financial aid, she is going to leave me. I was sinking into a depression, and some days I would leave the house and lie to my wife about going to job interviews, but would just sit in the local park alone and in my dark thoughts. It was on one of those trips to the park, I heard a familiar voice shout, "Andy, is that you?" I looked up and saw an ex-colleague of mine, who was a history professor and an archaeologist at the college I was fired from. He was dressed immaculately and had a brand new Rolex watch on that was easily worth $40,000. Let's just call him Michael for now, and you'll soon see why. He had quit his job 4 years previously, and I had not seen him since. Looking at me and seeing the visible mess I was in, he said, "Jesus Christ, you look like hell. Is everything okay?" Now, I was tempted to just lie to him at that stage. I was tired of lying to everybody how I truly felt. In the end, I just blurted out, "No, everything is far from okay." I then went on to tell him about everything that had been going on in my life, and how I feared losing my family and my home. For 15 minutes straight, I just blurted out everything, and I could not hold back my thoughts or emotions anymore. After I finished, Michael was taken aback and couldn't even believe what happened to me. Michael then said in response, "Don't worry, everything is going to be all right." "Everything will be all right?" I replied. "Have you not just listened to everything I said?" I asked him. He told me to trust him, and then told me something that made zero sense. Michael said, "You already have all the money you will ever need, and already possess everything it takes to generate as much wealth as you desire to become rich." He continued, "What I'm about to tell you must never be repeated as coming from my mouth, or you will be putting my life at risk." I was confused and thought maybe he was drunk or something. Then Michael told me something that I will never ever forget. You see, the real reason why he quit his job was because he was recruited for a very important government job. He joined a team of the country's best scientists, archaeologists, neurosurgeons, and neuroarchaeologists on a special top-secret NSA project. You see, the government had long known that humans had the ability to attract as much success, wealth, riches, and love as they desired by hacking into sound frequencies that puts them in tune with the universe. They decided to conduct a highly classified experiment on the world's elite to prove this theory once and for all. Seeing as the royals and sovereign people always seem to have huge amounts of wealth, it only made sense to them that the tests were done on them. In order to successfully do these tests, it involved analyzing the brains of these elite royals in order to understand how they functioned and if they could find a link between their brains and sound waves. This confidential team of specialists, which included some from a renowned research institute, let's keep its names under wraps for now, embarked on an ambitious project. Their task? To exhume and meticulously study the brains of several opulent sovereign individuals from history. This is where neuroarchaeology comes into this. Every one of these aristocratic brains had something peculiar in common. They all resonated with a specific frequency. It wasn't by sheer luck or coincidence that they stood at the zenith of wealth and power. Their secret? Tuning into this frequency that the universe emits, a sound that aligns with prosperity. They also discovered that there was a part of their brain deep into the prefrontal cortex that was bigger than those with non-sovereign brains. For months, they conducted extensive tests and experiments in order to discover why wealth came to them easier than others. The results of this experiment were not what they were expecting. They knew there was a link between particular sound waves and the brain, but had no idea that the sound waves had the ability to make that part of the prefrontal cortex so much larger than us average folk. You see, the prefrontal cortex, PFC, is the region of the brain responsible for executive functions such as decision-making, planning, problem-solving, emotional regulation, and impulse control, among other high-order functions. The PFC contributes to behaviors and habits that support financial success and generate wealth. The elite understand this and train a part of their prefrontal cortex so that they are in control of wealth generation and success via the use of sound frequencies. That puts them in a state to become extremely rich. The reason this part of their prefrontal cortex is bigger than average humans is because of how often they use it and activate it on a daily basis. Think of someone who goes to the gym and trains their arms daily. Their biceps will certainly be a lot bigger than the average person's who doesn't do it. For the first time ever, science was able to directly link the cause of their success and wealth to the sound wave frequencies and having a higher functioning prefrontal cortex than us normies. The elite do a secret daily ritual that activates that part of their brain and brings them everything they desire. This discovery shocked the research team and finally explained why some people are seemingly rich from nothing and others are not. Just by listening to powerful and specific sound frequencies for 8 minutes on a daily basis, they were able to attract wealth, success, and love in abundance. These practices may employ specific frequencies, such as the solfeggio frequencies or binaural beats, with the aim of shifting your mental states, improving focus, or otherwise aligning your vibrational energy to a state that's conducive to attracting wealth. Part of the research team's job was then to recreate this sound frequency to see if those who have long lost the ability to attract wealth over the years can reactivate this ability and unlock this forgotten part of the prefrontal cortex capable of bringing you wealth. They tried many sound types and measured the reactions in the brains of other team members by using brain activity monitors. But everything they tried failed to stimulate that hidden part of the prefrontal cortex. It seemed an impossible task, and they conceded defeat. Until one young royal from a prominent European royal family, who knew of the team's experiments and despised his family for hoarding so much wealth while millions of people around the world starved to death, decided to turn into a whistleblower and leaked one of the sovereign sounds that his family used to the team. For the first time ever, they were handed the keys to hacking your way to wealth just like royals do. And boy, did it work. When running these new tests with the sound waves that was supplied to them, they immediately saw a huge difference on the brain activity monitors. Michael informed me that the results were swept under the carpet. But many members of the research team went on to acquire large amounts of wealth and now live a life of luxury as millionaires. I guess that explained the $40,000 Rolex he was wearing. But the worst part is that the government does not want to publish the results of this project, and it will never be publicly announced, as it is highly classified, due to the delicate nature of dealing with royals and the other world's elite. This annoyed Michael and other members of the team who were not even allowed to leave the lab with any of their findings and were sworn to secrecy. Little did they know that Michael had snuck out the exclusive audio file on a microscopic flash drive that the security team were unable to find on him when he was searched after his work shifts. Michael looked at me and told me, "I have the solution to all your problems and much more." and I'm going to help you and your family get through this difficult patch on 2 conditions. I immediately asked, "What are these conditions?" He replied, 1. You never ever reveal my name and who you obtain these sound frequencies from, or you will find that I will simply vanish one day. And the second thing is that you pay it forward and help other people who are also suffering hardships and are in need of financial help." Of course, I agreed. He took my email address and told me to check my email inbox later. Now, as amazing as this story was, I'm not going to lie, it seemed very far-fetched, and I had no idea how it could help me, especially as I am not directly connected to the world's elite. The only reason I entertained it so far is because I had absolutely nothing to lose. Later on that day, true to his word, Michael sent me an encrypted email. When I opened the email, it had a simple message inside from Michael. "Don't forget the 2 conditions. Enjoy." Then there were 2 files attached. One was an audio file, and the other was a document that had instructions on it explaining exactly what I needed to do. Honestly, this was crazy, but I had to try it. My marriage was in danger. I was flat broke, and the debts were piling up. In the instructions, I was told to do a number of things, but the most important thing to do was to listen to the Sovereign Sound Waves audio for 8 minutes a day. This is the secret audio that is required to reactivate that hidden part of your prefrontal cortex and allows you to start attracting wealth. This is the Royal Wealth Hack. The major difference between the richest royals and you is that they never lost the ability to attract all that they desire. So, I decided to listen to the Sovereign Sound Waves for 8 minutes every night before I went to sleep. It is a simple ritual to keep up with, and if you don't have 8 minutes to spare every day in order to change your life, then I cannot help you. I also followed the important instructions that Michael gave me in the second file. The next day I woke up, and guess what? Nothing changed. Yeah, okay, I had only given it 8 or 9 hours since I started, but I was hoping for an immediate miracle. For the next 3 nights, I went to the audio file. Still, nothing happened. Maybe Michael was mentally unstable after all. I was so frustrated, as I had clung on to this glimmer of hope. I so wanted it to work, and so far, nothing whatsoever had changed. Later that day, I decided to go for a walk and clear my mind and plot my next move that would hopefully dig me out of this situation. As I was out walking, I got a new email notification on my phone. I opened the email to see what other bad news I had received, and whatever it was, it could join the line. What I read was not what I was expecting to read. Your application was successful. I had been accepted for a job that I had applied for a few weeks earlier, and as I heard nothing for a while, I assumed that it was turned down, just like the other 20 job interviews or so I had been on. The best news was that the salary was a lot higher than my previous job. This was amazing, and not how I expected to start my day. I would start in the next 3 weeks, and couldn't wait to tell my wife. Maybe we could make it work after all. It was only later that evening that I thought maybe it was down to the 8-minute daily ritual. Or was this just a coincidence? Well, I wouldn't have to wait long to find out. 6 days after receiving that great news about my new job position, I received a letter from the IRS. Now, usually when I receive a letter from the IRS, my heart sinks into my stomach. But this letter was different. I was getting a tax rebate for $10,490, as I had overpaid on my taxes for the last 2 years. This was money I was totally not expecting to receive, and it was seriously needed at this moment in my life. I was over the moon and couldn't believe my luck. Was it really down to luck? Or the daily ritual I was religiously doing now? Either way, I refused to stop using the Royal Wealth Hack, as so many good things were happening to me at this moment in time. I'm talking about things like my wife getting a promotion at her job, which gave her a huge increase in her salary, and my son getting selected for the school's soccer team after several attempts, and even winning $7,600 on a $100 bet I made on an NFL game. Money was coming to me from all different directions, without me putting in any extra effort at all. If I had any doubts whatsoever that this was actually down to the Royal Wealth Hack, then they were dismissed with the incredible thing that happened next. I was cleaning out the garage after sustained pressure from my wife, and was getting rid of a load of junk that had been piling up, when I came across an old computer of mine. I powered it up to see if there were any interesting old photos on there, or any important documents before I took it to the charity shop. Going through the hard drive, I remembered that I had stored 20 bitcoins that I had bought on the advice of my crypto geek enthusiast buddies who assured me that they were the future. The crazy thing is, I bought them in 2015. Yes, 2015, when the price of Bitcoin was $338 at the time. I had genuinely forgotten all about them over the years, and I paid less than $7,000 in total, and I do not follow the crypto markets. And they were now worth $29,000 each. Holy cow! I was sat on almost $600,000 that was just sitting in my garage, and I had no idea. The crazy thing is, if I had found them 2 years earlier, they would have been worth over $1.2 million right now. The Royal Wealth Hack's daily ritual was flowing money my way. I was starting to understand why the rich stay rich. They don't play on the same level that we do, and have access to sound waves that bring them wealth, success, love, and all the good fortune they endure in their lives. I could not believe it was so easy to make money and get rich, simply by listening to these audio tracks. But it was happening right in front of my eyes. My life was getting crazy, and I finally had real wealth in my life for the first time ever. Money was coming to me from everywhere. But I remembered Michael's conditions. Never reveal him as the mole who leaked the files. Make sure I pay it forward and help others. On that note, I decided to give access to the Royal Wealth Hack to my brother and some of my close family and friends. Besides, I wanted to prove once and for all if the Royal Wealth Hack is the real deal or if my luck had just changed. I gave them all the specific instructions on the 8-minute daily ritual to follow and the sovereign sounds to listen to on a daily basis. My brother, Patrick, who has a small property development company, within a few weeks, won a huge contract that was worth at least $3 million to him. He had never had such a huge contract like this before. My best friend won $112,000 on the state lottery, and it totally changed his life. My close cousin Amanda grew her beauty e-commerce business from $11,000 a month to over $56,000 a month in just 34 days. Even my aunt won $250,000 in an unfair dismissal case that was going on for 2 years. Just 6 weeks after using the Royal Wealth Hack, her case was settled and she was $250,000 richer. It doesn't stop there. My mom won $35,000 at bingo, of all places. Another friend was left $1.4 million in an unexpected inheritance from a distant great auntie, and she didn't even know she was rich. And my uncle won an all-expenses-paid Caribbean cruise, including the spending money. This had nothing to do with luck. The 8-minute Royal Wealth Hack daily ritual was working for everybody who used it. They were acquiring real wealth and having money flow their way, from timescales ranging as little as just a few days to 8 weeks. Amazing things were happening to everyone using it, from getting rich to finding the love of their lives and from discovering amazing opportunities that they were unable to see beforehand. Acts of random things were happening that resulted in them being wealthier, and all they had to do was listen to the audio for just 8 minutes a day and say specific words. Heck, my young niece once received a $200 tip from a lady she served at the restaurant she worked at, just because she said she was helpful. She now earns 5 times her salary from tips. As for me, I decided not to take that job I successfully applied for. Incredible things were happening to me. I felt sharper, more focused, ambitious, and unstoppable. Instead of taking the job, I decided to start my own home education tutoring business, and now hire over 30 people and do a revenue in excess of over $8 million a year. Never did I see myself as the entrepreneurial type, and now I have a highly lucrative business that I plan to sell one day. But for now, I'm enjoying the profits. Not only did I pay off my mortgage, but I sold our old home and upgraded to my dream house. I take as many luxury vacations as I want a year and only travel in first class. I even bought a brand new Ferrari SF90 and could not be happier. My family doesn't want for anything, and we now have excessive amounts of liquid cash in our bank accounts. None of this would have been possible without the Royal Wealth Hack. To this day, I continue the 8-minute ritual as it continues bringing me unimaginable success and wealth. I am wealthy as a result of the Royal Wealth Hack. It is clear and obvious why the royals seemingly have everything that they desire. However, as I mentioned earlier, they are no different from us. They just have never lost that ability to attract all that they desire by using this 8-minute daily ritual, unlike you. Getting rich is a lot easier than you have been led to believe, and you do not need to come from a rich or royal family to realize this. Neither do you need to have a degree or even work extra hard to make serious money. Some people mistakenly think that they need to work more hours to get extra money, suck up to their bosses, or take on extra jobs to make enough money to support their family. This simply is not true. The Royal Wealth Hack alone will easily help you get rich if you follow the quick 8-minute ritual. You are hacking into a proven wealth generation method that's been around for thousands of years. The crazy thing is that this hidden part of your prefrontal cortex, responsible for generating wealth, is only getting smaller and smaller after each generation that comes after you. Which means your children's children are losing this ability to generate wealth until it eventually will be gone for good. Only the Royal Wealth Hack can reactivate it and help you use it for what it was initially intended to be used for ensuring your success and amassing large amounts of wealth. Look at what it has done for others just like you. Today, you have the opportunity to join the 8,623 other people currently using the Royal Wealth Hack to get rich and bring wealth into their lives. This can work for absolutely anyone, and you will see exactly how easy it is for you to get rich by following this simple 8-minute ritual. Now, you are probably sat there thinking what this will cost you. Well, first off, let me tell you what you will get. Today, you are going to get access to the powerful Royal Wealth Hack audio that has a real-time value of $6,997. The Royal Wealth Hack scriptures that tells you what exact words to use with the audio and is easily worth $1,997. Then you'll be given access to the Royal Wealth Hack Mind Control program. The Mind Control program shows you exactly how to master your mind and train it so that you can start to manifest your dream life, and could be sold for $2,997 alone. The total value of this package is worth $11,991. That's pretty much $12,000. Of course, something as powerful as the Royal Wealth Hack that will bring you untold riches and is the very thing responsible for making me a multi-millionaire is priceless. For example, would you happily pay $10,000 for the opportunity to become wealthy? However, if you could freely pay me $10,000, then you probably would not be in need of the Royal Wealth Hack. Would you consider $1,000 a fair price? Or even $500? Well, I'm here to tell you that you will not be paying that either. It would be hard to put a price on this, so I'm not going to. I, personally, do not need your money. I have enough, and my whole purpose of doing this is to help others who desire to be rich, just like Michael requested. I'm going to give you the formula to becoming rich today and will not charge you anything for it. All I ask in return is two things: that you pay a very small one-time admin fee to cover expenses, server charges, and the cost of creating your audio tracks and guide. The second and most important thing I ask is that you agree to listen to the Sovereign Sounds 8 minutes a day for a full 21 days without missing a single day, so that you can reap the benefits of this wealth-generating hack. If you can't dedicate this little time to fulfill your dreams of becoming rich, then maybe wealth is not for you. Because the Royal Wealth Hack works. 31 days of practicing it is what is required for you to start seeing money flowing to you from a number of sources. But in most cases, the wealth will start coming sooner. So much money will come your way that you will not know what to do with it. Will it be a lottery win, a promotion at work, an inheritance, dividends, a sale of an asset, or something else? That's the beauty of this. Money will start coming to you from all different and unexpected directions, which means real wealth is heading your way. So, all I'm asking is for you to cover the small admin fee of $67, and you are going to get access to $12,000 worth of insane value that'll make you rich. Now, it gets even better. If you take action right now then and hit the yellow button, then I am going to take off $30 from the small admin fee, and you will only pay $37 to access the incredible Royal Wealth Hack. You can't even buy a decent meal for $37. This is the program that makes people rich. Now, I want to make it a no-brainer for you. I'm going to give you instant access to the Royal Wealth Hack if you act right now. And if you are not happy with the life-changing wealth that it presents to you, then I will be more than happy to refund you the low admin fee that you paid, so that you can get it for free. There is absolutely no risk to you whatsoever. I am that confident that if you actually use the Royal Wealth Hack, you will start attracting real money that I am able to offer you for an unconditional 60-day money-back guarantee. I've seen the power of it and the money it has generated for others and myself. Money just constantly flows to me, all thanks to the Royal Wealth Hack. And now it's your turn. As you are watching this video right now, there are thousands of people getting rich with the Royal Wealth Hack. Are you ready to start having money flow to you? Then get started by hitting the button below. Oh, I almost forgot. To reward you for taking action today, not only am I taking $30 off, but I am also including 3 insane bonuses worth $3,500, but are yours for 100% free. Free bonus number 1 is the Millionaire Mindset Program that will reprogram your mind and teach you how to act and think like a millionaire. This is worth $997. Then free bonus number 2 is the Wealth Creation Blueprint Program. This video training will help you to achieve financial freedom and double your income and just $1,497 previously. The third and final free bonus is the Getting Things Done GSD program, which trains you how to become a more powerful and effective action taker that gets all you want. Again, this is easily worth $997. So not only do you get the $12,000 Royal Wealth Hack program, but you get 3 insane bonuses that are worth $3,500 each for 100% free. This no-cost and free bonuses offer is only available to the first 100 people to claim a spot. If you are not fast, you're the last. This page can be taken down at any time without notice, so do not delay. In the future, we plan to put a price of $997 for the Royal Wealth Hack. And trust me, it is worth it. But today, you will not pay this price and are only asked to pay a measly $37 admin fee. So it is important that you act now. If you go away and come back later, then the increased price of $997 may have been applied, and your chance to attract incredible wealth and access the Royal Wealth Hack for free will be gone. So get instant access now and reap the benefits when money starts flowing to you. I promise you, it feels amazing being rich. And you can also experience this by taking action before it's too late. Hit the button below to get started on your incredible journey and start generating real wealth now.